Hi, so welcome everyone, all of you in person and online to the MMR information session. My name is Marcus Cunha, and I am the director of the MMR program. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the program, and I also brought some of the current students to tell you, their perspective about the program from a student perspective. So I tried to make this short. I'm sure some of you or most of you already have some information about the MMR program. So I'm just here mostly to give you an overview and then answer any questions you might have. If you're online and you have any questions, please use the chat function for your questions. All right, so what's the MMR program? So it's an 11-month STEM designated professional master degree that runs from June through May. So we actually start in the summer. So in the through session, it's usually around depending on the year, around the 8th of June. And then we have the fall and spring semester. So that's what the 11 months are made of. And it is an applied master degree, not an academic master degree. It's designed to make you a marketing research professional, and we focus on developing your understanding of tool and methodologies and techniques. So quantitative and computer-based and software-based techniques. Business acumen, we wanted to understand that not only the methodologies, the analysis, the statistics, but what's the decision that's being made? How can your research support decision-making? And also we focus a lot on soft skills, which is this idea, how can you persuade people to make better decisions by communicating your research in a persuasive way? That research that's just done and put in a drawer, it's a cost for the company, and it does not add value to the decision making. So that's what our focus is. So usually people that enjoy the MMR program, they're interested in consumer behavior, in behavior economics, understanding organizational and consumer behavior, uncovering market trends, uncovering consumer trends, generating insights that influence decision making. So I know a good number of you are probably business majors, but we have people from different backgrounds. We have students that come from business, economics, psychology, communications. Those are kind of the most popular majors that we see in the MMR program. So, and we do like this diversity. We don't want everybody to be a Terry or a Terry marketing student. We like to mix them. I think in this class we have a large number of psychologists. Like Abby is a psych major. Last class we had a student from anthropology with an anthropology background. So, and we have had students that are from with a music background, environmental sciences background, and they all add a lot of value to the MMR program. So we're going to talk a little bit about these 4 pillars of the MMR program. In terms of academics, I'm not going to focus too much on that, but we offer a state-of-the-art software and equipment, and you also have an awesome faculty that teaches in the program that are internationally recognized for their research and their teaching, and also they are very recognized by the industry where you're going to end up working, based on the number of marketing researchers we train through the MMR program. In terms of the support we can offer you, we have a very strong alumni network that is around 800 students, graduates from the program. The program was founded in 1979. So we have people that are very high up at organizations now in executive roles. And we also have this alumni network. They keep giving to the program in terms of contributing, in terms of being part of our advisory board, or speaking to our students, or mentoring our students as well. So we have a mentorship program where you're going to be paired with a grad from the program throughout the fall and spring semesters. So this person can be, your sounding board during the program, help you out with your resume, with your bio, practice interviews, help you connect you with other people in the industry for interviews. We also have a speaker series. We just had one speaker yesterday where we bring people from different industries, from clients and supplier companies to come here and talk to our students about the different type of research they do, So you can also try to figure out what kind of research you think you'd like to do. Would you like to be to work for a client or like a brand, like Chick-fil-A or Home Depot, or to a supplier, a research agency that provides or supplies research to these brands. So we do several of those throughout the year, and we also follow them up with social networking hours, where you have like food and drinks, so you can talk not only amongst yourself, which you naturally do, but also creates an opportunity for you to talk to the speakers in a informal setting, which allows you to develop networking skills. A lot of times, some people are naturally good networkers, but some people, they learn that skill by forcing themselves to go and talk to speakers after so many events like this. So in terms of our alumni network, we have a really strong network that is strongly connected. We do events, and we're going to see in the next slide. We get together. I especially like this picture here because that's 4 decades of MMRs getting together for a game. Rob Arnett from '82, Jim Harper '96, Sue Ann from '01, and Anna from 2016. So you can see that our network of alumni is not like something, people graduate from the program. No, they graduate from the program, but they stay strongly connected with each other and with the program. All these people here, they come back and speak to our students, or they come back to our board meetings. And we do events all over the country because our alumni is placed all over the country. So here, we did a multi-city event. Last February, we had this speaker in Atlanta, which was an alumni-sponsored event. So as I mentioned, as part of this executive seminar series, we have these speakers that come here and tell you all about the type of research they're doing, and followed by our social hours, where we go to a restaurant in Athens and we have food and drinks so we can talk to the speakers. One thing that we used to do every other year, which we are now doing every year, it is our research summit, which was, we just had one this past August, and then the next one is going to be next August in Atlanta. So the plan is to alternate between Atlanta and Athens for that event. So the students admitted to the class of 2026 will have the opportunity to participate in this event, which is a great, introduction to the industry, to probably 100, 150 professionals, that you can start your network. So in terms of career services, we offer support with resume seminars, networking, and negotiation workshops. We help you to prepare yourself for our career fair. We have a dedicated career fair in the Terry College's building in Buckhead, which this year is going to be on December 3rd. So we usually have like a very large number of employers that come and interview our students. We also help students, during the interview process, they have to do a behavioral or case-based interviews to prepare them for those interviews. We also help promoting our students on LinkedIn and our social media. So this is our career fair in Atlanta. And here's some samples of our promotion of our students on social media. So people will start getting familiarized with your faces and what your background is before they get to meet you in the career fair. So we focus a lot on hands-on experience. One of the greatest elements or fundamental training that we provide our students is the corporate project, which is a fall and spring semesters project where you're gonna work as a researcher or a research team for a client. So it's mentored by one of the MMR faculty. I'm mentoring this year the project for the Coca-Cola company, but we have projects from like Johnson & Johnson, Cox Automotive, Cox Communication, a wide Michelin, a wide variety of companies that are supporting that. So you learn through the process of doing research for a client, defining a research problem, figuring out what methods you're going to use, collect the data, analyze the data, and then present the project. So we do field trips. We have one already scheduled to Chick-fil-A, their Insights Center, which is called the Hatch. And projects in class, they're not like theoretical projects. Most of our projects involve real world data for you to learn those skills. So here are some examples of past field trips and corporate projects presentations. So I mentored both of these projects, and we went to Arby's headquarters, now is Inspire Brands in Atlanta. And for the Lowe's one, we went all the way to North Carolina to present to their leadership group. It's not our work. We also have a lot of fun. Students get to know each other, have fun. Here's like myself and a group of MMRs playing tennis, tailgating, or going to an apple orchard and doing fun stuff in the fall. So why the UGA MMR program instead of other programs? We're the first of this kind. So we are recognized as the best in the world program of marketing research. The industry recognizes us as being the gold standard. So there is this survey from 2017 that they said that the MMR program was 3 times as frequently mentioned as all the other programs combined. So we have a really, really broad awareness in the industry. So if people know that you are in marketing research and you have a master's degree, they'll know there's a good probability that you are an MMR. And then our grads, they progress in their careers to become leaders. So we have people at eBay, at Organon, consulting companies, Chick-fil-A, Disney, Samsung, and so on. So they're all grads from different eras of our program. And these are just a few examples, so we have a lot of people that are in leadership roles and they are leaders in the industry. So we can provide a variety of employment opportunities. So these are some of the companies our students work for, and you probably will recognize the companies on this side of the deck better, the left side of the deck better. Those are what we call clients, right? And then the companies on the right-hand side, they are what we call supplier companies. They both hire our students. So in terms of not only variety of different type of jobs that you can do, but because we have a national profile, we are able to place students all over the country, and we have students also that work internationally. So if your dream is to working on the West Coast or in New York or in Chicago, we can find opportunities for you, because so it's usually because a good number of students are usually from Georgia, we try to keep as broad as possible in terms of the profile of the class. But a lot of times there are opportunities, a lot of great opportunities outside of the state of Georgia. But some people like, well, I want to stay in Georgia, which it's fine. But I'm just saying, if your goal is to go and experiment something else, we can provide that experience to you. It's also a growing industry. So the U.S. News report that analyst is number 7 on their 2024 list of best business jobs, with 116,000 projected jobs. And the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics predicts an 8% employment increase, which is higher than the average growth of other professions. That's 4%. So there is opportunities. We have a great rate of placement, whether you have prior experience or not. Starting salaries are usually in the 65 to 90,000 base salary jobs. We have had the past few years a few students that had some prior experience that got base salaries in the $110,000 to $125,000 starting salary. In terms of financial support that we can offer, if you are, we can offer out-of-state tuition waivers. So I think we're giving 3 slots for out-of-state tuition waivers. So if you are a strong student from out of state, but you did not qualify for an assistantship, another kind of support that could be provided is this out-of-state tuition waiver. We usually, I think, almost every year, and I think this is true also for this year, we can keep everybody at most paying in-state tuition. So I don't think we have anybody paying out-of-state tuition. And there's also this Southern Region Educational Board agreement. If it is, if you are graduating from one of these states here, and your state does not offer a similar degree, the states have an agreement that people can pay in-state tuition. There is some paperwork that needs to be done. Texas is out because UT Arlington has an MMR program, so they do not qualify. And North Carolina has opted itself out of this program. So, but it's not automatic. You need to add for out-of-state students, you need to add that your state to the database if you're already not in the database. And the states that we have already in the database are Arkansas, Tennessee, Florida, Louisiana, and South Carolina. So these students, I would not offer an out-of-state tuition waiver to these students because they can use this agreement to get in-state tuition. So we also have graduate assistantship. So for the current class, we have 9 students out of 37 are on graduate assistantship, where you get a tuition waiver and a stipend of like close to $8,000 for this, across the fall and the spring semester. And in exchange, you need to work 13 hours a week for the program. In a role supporting the program, whether it's student ambassador, social media coordinator, or a speaker series coordinator, or working assigned to a faculty to support with their research and teaching. We also have a Eli Lilly diversity scholarship that Eli Lilly and company has funded. And this scholarship, it is, so every student who's admitted to the program is gonna be, who is gonna receive information on what's the criteria to be able to apply, and will, if they think they fit the criteria, they will apply. And the 2 students will be selected, and each student will receive a $6,500 scholarship from the Eli Lilly and company. So that's like the broad range of financial support that we can offer. And applying to the MMR program, we can find this information in the on the website. I think the one thing that's important to highlight it is that we can offer you a waiver of GMAT or GRE, either based on your academic performance or your work experience or a combination of both. Okay? So if you had some work experience that was relevant to the degree, and you have worked for 2 or 3 years, that might qualify you for this waiver. If you are at a academic institution that's peer with UGA, and you have a GPA of 3.7 or higher, you will also likely qualify for the waiver. The way the waiver is granted, it is you will send me your transcript and your resume, and then I will analyze it, and then I will email back say, okay, yeah, you qualify based on your academics or based on your work experience to a waiver. At that point, and I often get this question, like people say, well, on the application portal, it still says that I don't have my test, I'm saying, and then I say, it's totally fine. The way it works is that if you are admitted to the program, the moment we admit to your program, then we can waive the test in the system. So there's nothing, once you get my email saying that you are okay, I put you on our list of people that have received a waiver. Until you get admitted to the program, there's nothing for you to do. So just wait. If you are admitted to the program and you were offered a waiver, we will waive it on our system side. So it will show on your portal that you still need to send your test, but don't worry about it. One great way to stay in touch and see what's going on with the program is to follow us on social media. And you see what's going on, you see the profile of the students, our socials, our activities, our speakers, our events, and so on, and then we'll know what's going on with the MMR program. We're going to be sending out to everybody who signed up for the information session, the deck, and also the video of this information session. And also, if you are here in person and you did not sign up for the information session, make sure you give Faith or Abby your name and your email, so we can have your email, so we can receive information about future events or information about. And with that, and before I bring the students up here to tell you a little bit about their experience, I would like to know if there are any questions for me.
We have one online.
Okay.
So can the courses be taken online if you're out of state and cannot relocate?
Okay, so just to reiterate the question is, can the course be taken online if you're out of state? Said no, this is a full-time in-person program. You need to move to Athens and be here in person. It's a very intensive program. It's not only the classroom, but a lot of the learnings happen outside of the classroom with the project. And a lot of times the students are here on the weekends and studying. We have a dedicated lab to the MMR program. So it's a very heavy load, and it is and it's a good thing, because a lot of employers tell us, like, your students have no problem in hit the ground running and be productive, in no time. And our students tell us, like, I actually, I work not as hard at my job as I had to work in the MMR program. So it's kind of prepare you for your job. Yeah.
What's the acceptance rate for the program?
So the question is, what's the acceptance rate? So last year we had 150 applications, we had, we offer, I think it was like 39 students admission and 37 accepted the admission. So I was looking at, I don't know if it could be just, you know, an early trend that people are submitting their application earlier, but I look at the applications today and we are at 38 applications. And last year on the same day, we were at 27, right? So it could be that the number of applications is increasing, or it could be just like there's like earlier applications coming in. So we won't know. Oh, and I was gonna say, we do do like some rolling admissions. So sometime early in December, we will, I'm gonna go and look at the applications. And it's kind of like a UGA early admission. If your profile is so strong that I have no doubt that you're gonna be somebody like at the top of the class, I'll go ahead and admit you. Now, if your profile is still good, you could be like, hey, a really good MMR student, but I don't know what the entire pool of applicants is gonna be. I'm gonna wait until see like how many applications are coming in. Because if I go ahead and, you know, early admit 20 people, and then after that point, like between January and February, another 100 applications come in, and they're like, oh, I cannot have admitted this person early, but not this person that came in later. That's really, really strong. So we're gonna be a little more cautious in the earlier admissions until we get a sense of what the pool of candidates look like. But if you're like, have a really strong application, and I say like, yeah, I'm okay on committing to admit this person into the program. And also, I want to admit people so they can also start already like planning their lives. You know, the earliest you can plan that you're going to be attending the MMR program, the better. Our deadline for applications is February 15. So in theory, is that the deadline for you to start your application, but I can guarantee you if your application come after that deadline, your chances of being admitted will decrease. Because at that point, you're gonna have like, you know, a large pool of applicants and probably like a large pool of strong applicants, and the number of slots available in the MMR program are going to be small. So the earlier you can apply, the better. Also for assistantships, you do not need to apply. Anybody who is admitted to the program will be considered for an assistantship. And the way it works is like, once we made our final decisions on who to admit, we'll go over and we're gonna rank the candidates based on their qualifications on paper or interviews or wherever we got to know the students. And then based on that, we're gonna make our decisions on assistantships. And then people who receive an assistantship will have until April 15 to make a decision if they're going to take on the assistantship or not. You can still come to the MMR program and be a student, but you will lose your assistantship. And I've been doing this for a long time now, and only one time I had a student say, got an assistantship, now I would rather just focus on my studies, and then he turned down the assistantship. Yeah.
What's the email that we request the waiver?
So it's my email, it is, let me see, if you have a marker? Yeah. And if you guys can type in the chat, it's CUNHAMV@UGA.edu.
We can't see it online. Can someone post it? Never.
Yeah, we're posting on. It's on the chat now. Okay. Yeah.
I know that the program is very analytically based. How important or necessary is it to have technical skills and knowledge of softwares and programs for like applying?
Yeah, it helps, makes your life easier. But especially like the summer semester is kind of like designed to bring everybody up to speed. If you're a person that hates quant work, hates, analytical job, this is not for you. Okay. So because you have people that come from like psychology, like Abby, that probably didn't take many like business topic kind of job classes, or somebody that took and have another degree and doesn't have a base in statistics. So we try to bring everybody to the same level during the summer semester. In the summer semester, although like, wow, but it's my summer, I think it's a great opportunity for the students to bond on campus. The campus is not so busy, and especially for people that are coming from out of state, or people that are coming from very small schools. They come here, if they come here in the fall when like all the 40,000 students come back, it can be really overwhelming. So we think the summer is a good transition into the MMR program. It helps, yeah, it makes your life easier, but it might help you in your admission to the program, but it's not a requirement. As I told you, I have a student from with music background, Tyler from Microsoft, works at Microsoft now, and he was a student of the year, So as long as you come here highly motivated, you want to work hard, you should be able to succeed. Yeah.
Is there a specific deadline for GMAT GRE waivers?
No, there's no specific deadline. If you want to go ahead and even if you are not sure you want to apply and you want to get the waiver, then you go ahead and request your waiver. And also sometimes we get this question, do you have a preference for GRE or GMAT? We don't. Either way, I think students, when they take the test, they tend to take the GRE. I heard like some students like it better. Another advantage of taking the GRE, the GMAT is used exclusively by business school. So if you're considering the graduate degrees in other fields, the GRE will apply to any field. Any other questions? All right, so students come here, and then you guys can have some questions for them.
We invited them. Like, why make
Widen the camera here. All right. Cool.
Should we introduce ourselves?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Hi, my name is Jasmine. I am currently an MMR student. I am on a grad assistantship and I work on social media for the MMR program. I graduated in 2022 with my bachelor's in psychology from Southern Illinois University, Everettsville.
My name is Abby. I am one of the program ambassadors, originally from Alpharetta, Georgia. I did my undergraduate here at UGA in psychology. Hey guys, my name is Faith. I am from Charlotte, North Carolina. I graduated in last May from Clemson University with degrees in economics and marketing.
Hi everybody, my name is Michael. I'm also from Alpharetta, Georgia. I graduated from UGA in May with a degree in marketing, and I also had a minor in sociology.
Hey everyone, I'm Adam. I'm originally from Slovakia. I went to the University of Kentucky, and I'm currently the speaker series coordinator for the program. Do you guys have any questions?
I was gonna ask, is there any skills that you wish you developed, either like art skills or top skills, a little bit more in your time in undergrad that would have helped you during the MMR program?
I can take this first. I think, especially during the summer, like staying on top of and remembering your statistics is kind of important. I didn't have any like coding knowledge for this program, and I felt like it was fine because I understood like the statistics behind it. But yeah, I would definitely try to like pay attention to those, save some of your notes from your stats classes.
very important.
I think in terms of soft skills, be prepared to present it for the class. So there's several times for group projects or individual projects, so.
I also, from my own experience, like before the program, I would never say or think of myself as a good person when it comes to public speaking. But I think even over the summer, and so like after 3 months of being in the program, I think I really honed those skills by presenting during classes and just communicating with different speakers. So I think that really it helps before the program, but you definitely will learn these skills once you're in the program.
For me, I would say time management. The summer semester, you have like, we're in the class for like 6 hours, and then you have to actually do homework, and then there's social events and networking. So just manage, and then there's like your personal life. And so just managing all of that and having good time management skills would be beneficial, especially for the summer semester when you're in class for a long time and you have to do homework and, like I said, a bunch of stuff. So yeah.
Some semester is rough, but
Yeah.
I think it kind of tests your abilities and your skills. And I think it, well, for now, at least it gets easier after summer, but it's definitely an interesting experience being here, just our program at the whole campus. The campus is empty, which is kind of cool, but it's literally just us working over the weekends, meeting for projects. So it's definitely intense this summer, but I think it's a great experience.
Yeah, I would say like my answer is pretty similar, but I would just work on like building networking skills. I feel like that's something that you're never gonna like be done working on. So even just like doing calls with people or like really anything that you can to just get more comfortable with like networking and talking to people, I think is like a really good skill. And to like Marcus said, like we work on it here and it's really stressed, but like again, you can never be too prepared, I feel like, for that. Yeah.
How did you guys get assigned your specific assistantships? I know like the overall people are based on the rank, but like the social media and rank mass.
So
So I can, so I send out a survey and I ask if you, so there are some MMR related roles like student ambassador, social media, speaker series coordinator. So then those are, if you want one of those jobs and you select that job, you're gonna be asked, why do you think you are a good fit for that job? And say, well, because when I was undergrad, I was a student ambassador and I did this, or I worked for this company and I planned events. So that's why I would be a good speaker coordinator. The other ones are then assigned just based on the faculty needs, right? So if I know you have some experience handling data sets and stuff like that, I might assign you to somebody that needs that kind of skill. If I know you had a psychology degree and then you used to run lab experiments in the psychology department, we have faculty that do research in consumer behavior, you'll be assigned to that kind of role.
Thank you.
So same kind of similar, also the corporate project, you're gonna receive a description of the corporate project, you're gonna rank the corporate projects, and I will assign you based on your preference. We cannot guarantee you that you get your first choice, but usually people get, one of the first two or three choices.
I did want to point out when Marcus was talking about the mentors, I think that is one great aspect of the program. We all get assigned these mentors based on a long list of past alumni. We put, we choose which mentor we prefer, and then we work with them throughout the year. And from my own experience, I was paired with Lawrence Hurst, who works in Germany now. He worked in Atlanta, he worked in London, and Germany now. So I think, talking to these alumni is a great way to be more comfortable with your future and the industry. So that's
and
one
that was
really
like
positive
one
thing.
of the biggest reasons that I did this program rather than just like going to work is like recently we were just sent like 600 plus alumni where it's like, okay, this is like where they work, their job they're working, like their LinkedIn. And I think pretty much any single one of them you could reach out and just be like, hey, I'm trying to figure everything out. Can I please have a call with you? And they would have a call like that week. So I feel like now, especially in like figuring out what I want to do, that's so vital, but then also like down the road. I think just like the trajectory of my career probably will be really changed by that, or I hope so.
There's a question here on the chat. Do you have time to work a job alongside the program?
Yes, I just work downtown at a bar. So I just work on like weekends and stuff, but it's definitely manageable. You just have to have really good time management, get all your stuff done ahead of time. I'm also a coach at one of my gyms. So you can definitely get it done. It makes it a little more stressful, but I'm also not a grad assistant. If you're a grad assistant, I think it takes a lot more time than maybe Adam can speak to.
Yeah, so I was working last year, so I'm currently still have a part-time job. It's not as intense as it was last year, but you know, on top of being the speaker series coordinator, it might be a little bit more tough during the year, but if you have good, you know, time management, you're really on top of everything. I think you're more than capable to manage it with all the responsibilities.
Yeah, I would say, you know, you're not gonna be able to do more than 10, 15 hours a week. You know, but you know, some people, and sometimes we do have, and I think there is one internship coming through like in the next couple of weeks. Some of our companies that are associated with our advisory board, sometimes they do a virtual internship where, because they know, you know, they schedule the program, they are flexible and they say like, you know, on average it's gonna be 15 hours a week, but they understand when you have, you know, I have load of assignments or tests and things, and then they adjust to that. Any other questions?
Sorry, I have one more. What's your favorite like fun activity that the program has done?
Oh, I have an answer. We went kayaking. Not program sponsored, just
Went
on our
there,
own
yeah.
during the
I think it's
summer.
4th of July.
Yeah,
It was for the
4th
4th of July. It was on.
Yeah, sometimes students do like, I don't know if you guys know, like Washington Farms
Yeah.
here in Oconee. They go there for like, you know, Halloween stuff, and you know, it's fun.
Over the summer, we used to have this like tradition that every Thursday we would go to Cutters. So with all our beers. Now it's a little bit more challenging with so many people back on campus, but over the summer, we were there like every single week almost. So it's definitely not just hard work in the classroom, but we definitely socialize outside.
And like we're saying, there's no one else here over the summer. So like we're together 6 hours a day. Who else am I gonna hang out? I'm gonna hang out with you afterwards. So like it's kind of a fresher cooker summer, and then like we all feel so much more comfortable being here.
Yeah, and I was talking to some students yesterday at a social that like, I see like every year from like the first week where that first like awkward luncheon and social to people like become like best friends by the end of the program, right? That they're planning like, you know, trips after the program, or people are gonna be in the weddings of other people, or even like, you know, decades later, people are like, some of their best friends are from the MMR program.
3 of us are also in intramural football. We've been doing this.
Flag football.
Yeah, flag football.
I hear you guys are doing really well.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about that.
We're in one game. Yeah, we're in.
Without winning a single game.
That's in my favorite memory though, the flag football. Yes.
What kind of internships did you guys do in the summers before the program, if you did?
Okay, I'll start. So after I graduated, I did an in-person internship with the Walt Disney Company. And I was on the consumer insights team, doing research on customer satisfaction, customer loyalty, and working on new research initiatives for the Disney Cruise Line. And so that was about a year. And then at the end of my internship, after collaborating with so many different teams in the company, I realized that there's so many more information that I want to learn about marketing. And I got my undergrad in psychology. So there were so many like tools and knowledge that I didn't obtain from undergrad. And so I was like, I need to go back to school. And so when looking for colleges to apply to, I came across the MMR program on YouTube. And it's an inside
I'm
joke.
a
It's an
celebrity.
inside joke.
Apparently, I'm a YouTube celebrity.
Yeah, you are.
And I really think that Marcus and everyone involved really wanted students to succeed. And I really wanted a program where after I graduated, I could find a job. And so that was my main priority. And so with the networking opportunities, developing my soft skills, learning hard skills like R and SQL and Tableau and all of those skills, I felt like this program was going to be the best for me to succeed outside of college and in the marketing industry.
I can speak on it too. So I don't think that like having marketing research experience is like incredibly necessary, because it's a super niche industry, and I think it's a little bit hard to like tap into, especially if you don't know people, whatever. I had a really great connection at Clemson with one of my old professors who she is an MMR program, hooked me up with like someone in her class that is like works at Skim, which is a market research consulting firm in Atlanta. So I worked there my junior year summer, and I think just like even having any experience, like internship at school, class, anything, just to like kind of put things into perspective of like what I'm learning, I'm seeing it, do I like it? Kind of all of that. So I think having that experience, even just before doing this program, I knew this is what I wanted to do. Like marketing research was 100% like where I was gonna go. So it made doing this program a lot more like, it was more certain in my mind of like, this is the right place I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, like Faith said, like you don't necessarily have to have like an internship in market research. I found it extremely difficult to find an internship in marketing when I was in undergrad, so I worked as like category management. One of the companies was Academy Sports and Outdoors. And this is like especially important for like juniors, but I would like seek out people who are in the area that you want to work for. Like I found a guy that works for Academy Sports and Outdoors, Tyler, who was in the insights team, and I went and talked to him. He talks about the program, got to sit in on a focus group and analyze like a out of house survey that they did. And I thought it was really awesome. And I just got to like tag along on a couple projects, and it made for really good talking points when trying to get into the program as well. So yeah, I would definitely just try to like figure out your way of how to get involved in those types of things, especially if you're a junior.
I would say that any experience is a good experience. It doesn't have to be related specifically to the program, but you know, staying busy, staying proactive, I think that's the biggest recommendation I would have.
So question popped up there, but it's not showing here.
So what kind of projects do you work on as a market researcher?
Oh,
Okay, yeah, so question was, I guess they see it, yeah, they see it. I feel like there's kind of an infinite number of answers to this question, because like we were saying, if you work for a client, so let's say I'm working for Chick-fil-A, like you could be doing anything and researching anything that Chick-fil-A does. But then if you're working for like more of a consulting firm, like what I did over the summer, you're working for any industry that ever wants research. So you're really not pigeonholed into anything, and kind of any interest you have, people are probably doing research on it. Which I think is a really exciting, like kind of idea for this industry.
Yeah, you definitely learn about like all the quantitative stuff, which is like the surveys and analysis for that, as well as qualitative, which is like focus groups, interviews, stuff like that. You learn all the techniques for that. We've been learning about ethnographic research in our qual class, just like actually experiencing whatever the community is, like fully diving in, like somebody like went and joined like a Harley Davidson like motorbike group and like got super involved with it, just to like discover and find out more about it. So there's definitely a lot of different ways to approach it. And, you know, your brain might be more acquired to picking a certain type, whether that's quant or qual, and then you'll have opportunities to be able to do those types of projects in the program. So.
I think you go through so many projects also during the program that even if you don't know specifically what kind of industry you want to go to or specific, you know, job placement, I think it kind of narrows down what your interests are and which area you want to head towards, like after the program.
And kind of along that point too, for a lot of our projects that we do in the program, you get to kind of choose the topic you want to research. So like if we're in our qualitative class, like they give us kind of a general topic, but then like the actual thing that we're researching is really up to us. So it is, like Adam said, like a good way to kind of see, oh, like let me do this project on, you know, like entertainment. Do I like that? No, not really. Like you kind of can like cater your education a little bit in that way.
I think there was a question about how long should a statement of purpose be. I had to read all of them, so hopefully not not too long. It's not much as much about the length, is whether you know what you're getting to, you know. So if I see a statement of purpose that's generic, that tells me you did not do your research, which it's an important skill for this kind of program. Right? If you say, oh, I'm really interested in the Masters of Marketing at UGA, I said, we're not a Master of Marketing. We're a Master of Marketing Research, you know, and then you tell me why you are interested in research. Why do you think you are a good fit for research? What in your mind, what kind of curiosities you have that make you think you'd be a good researcher? That's what we're looking for more than the length. So if you can communicate that in a paragraph or two, and well written, good punctuation, good grammar and all that, communication is good, it's fine with me. It's just like, I want to know that you did your research and you know what you're getting to and why you think the program is a good fit for you and why you think you're a good fit and that you'll be a good contributor to the program.